in town, and the guy said, well, let's go shoot some pool. Got a pool ball right there. We went in there and the guy said, where you guys going? Just want to shoot some pool. And it was 2 or 3 white guys that was with us also. It was about 8, 9 of us.
Sure, sure.
And
And you was about 18 then.
yeah, and the
You were still in college?
guys said, yeah, we was in college. I was attending Dyersburg State.
Okay.
And we went up. We had to play Columbia. Then we went to Nashville and played Cornish junior college up there. And so, but we were going. We had like a 2-day trip up through there, and guy told us, I'm sorry, but y'all can't play pool here.
What? And this was in 74?
74.
This was after all the civil rights movements has come and gone?
74 told us we could not shoot pool in there, and
Simply because you was black.
Told the white guys, if y'all want to stay, y'all can, but if y'all don't like it, y'all get the hell out too. So, needless to say, we all left out of there, and we went. So we thought, man, this is we probably don't need to be, doing a whole lot up here. This ain't going well. So we came out, and so we was waiting for the coach to do something. So we were just like up on the square, and back then they had parking spots, had the meter.
Right.
Yeah, and so it was flat. It was enough room where I think it was about 5, 6 of us, and we were standing about at a meter. What's going, man? You doing all right?
Man, so like tomorrow.
Exactly right. So we were standing at each meter, just standing there, just talking, and it was this old white guy. He came up and he parked in the middle of us. And instead of just getting out of his vehicle and just walking into the store behind us, he got out, walked to the end of where it wasn't nobody standing, black or white. Come up on the sidewalk, came in behind us and walked in the store directly behind us. All he had to do was get out his vehicle and walk straight through and go to the store. He walked down to the end where wasn't nobody standing. And
What do you think he done that for?
I don't know whether he didn't want to go through us or
Trying to be disguised or something?
I don't know what he did. It was strange because we were like, did he just do what he just did? Walk down to the end where wasn't nobody standing, and then come behind us and just go in that store right there where he could have just got out his vehicle and walked straight in. He walked another 150 steps
Just to prevent from not getting in front of y'all.
Prevent from walking in between. I mean, it wasn't like he had to say.
And this was in Columbia, Tennessee.
It wasn't like he had to say excuse me or anything, because it was enough room for that he didn't have to get close to nobody, and
Sure.
we weren't, and it wasn't like we were out there just, acting up and acting crazy. And I told Coach, come up out of, I don't know where store he came out of. We told him, Coach, we need to get out of here. We need to go further. We need to go out to the college or go somewhere else, but we don't need to stay up here.
You could tell that your presence was not welcome.
We weren't welcome. And our intention was to stay that night. So, Coach, we're not staying up here. We need to go to Nashville and stay. And that's what we did. We went to Nashville and spent the night up there.
What do you think that during the Civil War that Nathan Bedford Forrest was basically a Klansman?
I do.
I do too. And that's what helped to program or spread that type of poison that to this day America still hadn't got over. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
It still hadn't got
have
fully
their,
over.
everybody got their opinions on all that, and of course, it's history.
But when you spread that kind of poison, it's gonna
It's gonna
affect everybody.
You still got people today that are still in that mindset, but.
You can go down to Alabama, places in Alabama that
Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia,
Yeah.
Anywhere in the South. There's some folks down in Tennessee too. Now it ain't like it's anything when they say South, they mean South. They mean anything below the Dixie line.
I wonder if there's any places in Texas like that or Louisiana. Probably isn't now. Probably is not now.
Yeah, not what. Yeah, now Louisiana probably still could have. Well, because Louisiana is more Cajun, so it ain't like they were just Cajun would just against anybody that wasn't wasn't a part of them. So it wouldn't matter whether you were black or white with them. If you weren't their type. I watched that movie Southern Comfort with Power Booth back in the day.
Okay.
And that was shot in Louisiana, and like them boys in the National Guard.
Yeah.
They were going down there and they haul off and then shot it or shot someone.
So what's going to stop it? Just going to have to wait and let it die out. As far as a lot of the old heads that still has that type of mentality, that thinking about them.
It'd be just like when the children of Israel came across the Red Sea. God brought them across, and then took them to the land. So told them he was gonna show them the land of American honey.
But let them wander for 40 years so that old thinking would die out, huh?
Everybody that did evil in his eyesight.
See, I used to work with a guy down at Toombs. He was a black guy. I called him a blue gum because he had big, fat lips. And he'd tell me some stories about what went on down there at Alamo and down there at Brownsville and stuff. And he was a good person. He would say, yes, sir, no, sir. He talked like the original African American did back years and years ago. But he was a good guy. I mean, he would do anything for you.
Now most of my people are from my mama and daddy were raised in Haywood County.
So you know where Toombs is?
Oh yeah. Like I said, my family was raised more into that Woodlawn, Nutbush area.
Okay.
My dad was a.
Is it a possibility that the mindset pertaining to assassinating Martin Luther King come from Nutbush? Have you ever heard that before?
I never heard that before, but I don't.
Is it a possibility that it got conjured up there? That's where the mastermind of the idea will come up.
I don't think it did. I think it was much bigger than that. Because
you think it was involved with the government then?
Yeah, I think it was. They had.
In other words, you think he done already intimidated the wrong person?
He intimidated wrong people. Hey, baby. What y'all doing? Yeah, girl. We went to the steakhouse. Grandbaby picked me up. Hold on a second, man.